It's Wednesday, March 9th, 2022. Gigi wanted to come say hi today. We got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. I want to start with this. Earlier today, I was out driving and just watching this maniac driving his Audi SUV, brand new, didn't even have plates on it yet, cutting people off. And we came to a light, and this individual actually got out of their car, approached the vehicle right behind him, started swearing at this guy because this guy would not let him cut in front of him, rightfully so. And so this idiot got out of his car, approached the individual behind him in his vehicle, started swearing at him, and then said, "What if I had a gun in my car?" I couldn't believe it. And this guy, real like, you know, weird looking, pasty, hadn't been in the sun in probably over a year, had his white striped socks up to his knee, driving his brand new Audi SUV, thinking, you know, he was a UFC fighter or something. The guy was probably, you know, mid 40s to early 50s. I couldn't believe it. And it was his fault. He was driving like a maniac and then having the audacity to get out of his car and approach somebody. Very, very dangerous. And I'm very happy he didn't come and approach me in my car because, anyways. Let's get into what's happening today. I just want to bring that up because we are seeing so much road rage, and we're seeing people very hostile, very angry, short-triggered, driving like maniacs. Don't be this person, okay? Because, you know, when somebody says, oh, I might have a gun in the car, well, the person he's talking to might actually have a gun in his car. Then what? Then what are you going to do? So be very, very careful out there. People are hostile, and you don't know sometimes who you're dealing with. But let's deal with what happened today in these markets. Dow Jones just lit it up, up 653 points. S&P was up 107, NASDAQ up 460. Gold slammed down, slammed at like $50. Silver, they knocked down under 26. Bitcoin, as I make this video, up around $3,200. So, you know, as things quiet down and the markets rebound, go up, bounce back, then all of a sudden the cryptos seem to be okay because they seem to trade with these markets. Tomorrow, I believe we're going to get the CPI numbers. Expect this number to be above 7.5%, likely to be around 7.8%, maybe as high as 8%. That's my estimate. No doubt now, the Fed has no choice but to raise rates next week. Look, stock market's bouncing back. Things are quieting down in Eastern Europe, and we're going to get a absolutely ridiculous CPI number tomorrow. The Fed must raise rates next week. Getting back to these markets, absolute joke. They are so fake, so manipulated, worthless. You look at what's happening right now. We have an emergency energy, an emergency, or you could say emerging energy crisis taking place right here in America. Record inflation, the CPI number that we're going to get tomorrow is going to be off the chart. So record inflation. We've had a record trade deficit for the month of January at $859 billion. That's a 27% increase from a year ago. Possible world war taking place. Gas, national average for a gallon of gas, $4.25, $5.44 right here in California. Record household debt, record student loan debt, margin debt at an all-time high, record federal debt. It's ridiculous. We're almost at $31 trillion, and the markets are going up. Somebody please tell me, what changed from yesterday to today that these markets went up? Now, would the Fed have had anything to do with it? Would the plunge protection team have anything to do with it? Was it this news that, oh, maybe, you know, Russia and Ukraine are going to work it out? There's a, you know, a ceasefire that, you know, maybe they will work out some kind of compromise. Who knows? who knows? But I don't think a whole lot has changed. A couple more articles I want to share with you. Nothing in order today. Visa, MasterCard hike merchant fees for first time in 2 years. Just days. MasterCard and Visa, just days before cutting off customers in Russia, the credit card giants are raising rates that they charge merchants for using their service after suspending price hikes for the last 2 years. Guess who is going to pay this, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, you are correct. It will be the consumer. It will be you and I. I don't use credit cards for the most part, other than maybe for some business expenses. But the consumer is typically going to pay this, because typically this is passed on to the consumer. These fees will kick in next month, and shoppers likely will be oblivious to it, because, you know, for the most part, people are just ignorant to what's going on, and they have no idea really from day to day what is going on. Most people are just zombies. And when you're living off of credit cards, you don't really have a choice. You're going to pay the fee no matter what. Just like when you go to an ATM, everybody just pays the fee, right? And look at those fees. I remember when an ATM fee a year ago was $3. Now $3.50, $4 is common for a fee. These banks are literally organized crime families, syndicates, really. Inflation is imposing real hardships on everyday Americans. $10 toothpaste, that's becoming normal, and $4 plus gasoline. And, you know, I was talking to some people this week, just, you know, shooting the breeze, and people, they're laughing. It's not affecting me. I don't drive much. I don't eat much. Okay, but your auto insurance isn't going up. Your health insurance isn't going up. Your rent hasn't gone up. Okay, interesting. You know, it's amazing how people are laughing this off right now, but at some point, these people will be crying, because literally everything in people's lives, the price of everything is going up. Expect to pay $3,000 more this year for just gas and food. Think about that. Just gas and food is going to cost the average American $3,000. Medical insurance, rent, auto insurance, the price of a new automobile, the price of a used automobile, the price of goods at Walmart, at Kohl's. You go buy a shirt, a pair of socks, a pair of jeans, a pair of sunglasses. You need a pair of prescription lenses from your eye doctor. Everything is going up. You need an alternator for your car, transmission, a tire. Everything is going up, ladies and gentlemen. And people think it's funny right now, but it's not going to be funny for much longer. Yesterday, I drove by a Chevron gas station, $6.29 for super unleaded. Somebody wrote me today, said they were in San Bernardino, California. They said, and they sent me a picture, $6.79 at Chevron for super unleaded, nearly $7 in San Bernardino County. 4.3 million people quit their jobs in January as the Great Resignation shows no sign of slowing down. So 4.3 million people quit their jobs, and we have 11.3 million job openings. And again, most of these jobs, as you know, are in the service sector, hospitality, low-paying jobs, low-wage jobs, healthcare, medical assistance, things like that. And pay minimum wage. And when you look at minimum wage here in California, it's, I guess, around $15. You go to other states, it's $7, $7.25, $7.50, while their gas prices are $4. I mean, people are going to have to work 2 days just to fill up their SUVs. I mean, it's no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that. That's what it's coming to. Could you imagine? You'd have to work 2 days just to fill up your tank. People are not going to be laughing very soon. And God bless the stock market today for going up. It's all a big scam. It's a joke. It doesn't even matter. Answer me this. With all this debt, with the deficits, $6.29 for a gallon of gasoline, 11.3 million jobs open, 4.3 million people quit their jobs. We've got over 100 million people not in the labor force. We manufacture literally nothing here in America. And everything is so good that the stock market just goes up because everything is just so good. We're on the verge of world war in Eastern Europe, and so many things tied into that, and the banking systems and everything happening that is so connected that is going to affect everybody in the entire world. But the stock market goes up. Isn't that fascinating? Macy's CFO says the American consumer is still healthy, but lower income shoppers could soon cut back. Well, what a shock. What a surprise. Maybe he should take a look at gas prices, but this guy probably doesn't when he's filling up his Bentley or his Ferrari. The consumer, in my opinion, and I'm sure many of yours, is far from healthy. Their savings accounts have been absolutely vaporized by inflation, by the cost of $4.25 gas. That's the national figure. $5.44 here in California. $6.29 if you need some super unleaded at Chevron. That Chevron is literally a bike ride from my house, about 1.5 miles. Incredible. And we know for a fact, because we can look at credit card debt, we look at household debt, and we know that people are now more reliant on these credit cards than ever. And aren't these credit card companies so kind to everybody that they're going to raise merchant fees so that will be passed on to the consumer? Oil drops 12% for the worst day since November as wild ride triggered by Russia disruption continues. That's on CNBC today. So oil now. So everybody, it's fine. A barrel of oil now is only $110 a barrel. Back in March of 2021, it was $65 a barrel. And back in March of 2020, it was $41 a barrel. So aren't we heading in the right direction? And isn't it nice to be dependent on other countries for oil? Ukraine ready for diplomatic solution, but won't trade single inch of territories. This on the Hedge today. So did this cause the bounce in the markets? I don't know. But this whole thing in Ukraine could be resolved tomorrow. But at the end of the day, the problems here, right here in America, are so humongous, so dangerous, that is it really even going to make a difference? We are printing so much money here in America. We are running up so much debt. We are consuming so much from other countries with money that we don't have, that we had major problems before this whole thing occurred in Eastern Europe. And it's nice to take a break from that, and we can talk about Eastern Europe and all the problems that it's causing. But what about the problems we have right here? We have massive problems. We have never had so many bubbles. We've never had so much debt, so many deficits, and so many financial problems, and a country that is so divided. And we better start worrying about what's happening here. But as things are connected globally, and as things continue to get more and more out of control in other parts of the world, it is going to affect us. And you know, we were talking yesterday about possible sanctions to China because they're helping Russia. And you know, think about that. If we started putting sanctions on China, which is literally laughable, every Walmart in America would be shut down in about 3 days because China could just shut us off like that. And within 72 hours, every Walmart in America would be shut down because there would be no product. It would all be gone. And the average American wouldn't have a place to shop. The average American wouldn't be able to go buy a big screen. They wouldn't be able to go buy, you know, a plastic bucket at Walmart. They wouldn't be able to go there and buy batteries, computers. 99% of everything at Walmart is from other countries, mainly Asia. Just think about how quick China could shut it all down. They would sanction us and shut it down. 90% of our pharmaceuticals come from China. Think about that. What about the chips, the microchips, all that? It all comes from Asia, China. It would all be shut down, and 99% of Americans' lives would be turned upside down because they wouldn't be able to go to Walmart and buy cheap goods and products that come from Asia. So that would be a complete joke. And this ego that we have here in America, that we're bigger, badder, stronger than everybody else, we're gonna find out sooner or later, ladies and gentlemen, that we are not. And again, when you abuse the world reserve currency, the U.S. dollar, and you go around and start these wars and invade countries and really control economies, sooner or later, karma is a you-know-what. White House may delay student loan payments yet again as it weighs debt forgiveness. There's 11.3 million jobs out there, and yet what are these people doing? Why can they not pay back these loans? Yes, many of these people got degrees that are worthless, but they can still go get a job and pay back these debts. But they'd rather the taxpayer pay this for them. And I certainly hope that this does not happen, but more than likely they will extend this. But nobody should be on the hook for somebody else's debt, especially when somebody, said, hey, I want to go to UCLA for 4 years and I want to get a degree. Why should I be on the hook? Why should you be on the hook for this? U.S. markets face an unprecedented era of discomfort that many could never fathom. And I'm going to wrap it up with this article on the hedge. We have a lot of inexperienced market participants, according to this article, who have no idea what's coming. Many of these people, ladies and gentlemen, believe that these abnormal swings are normal. Down 600, up 600, up 800, down 1,000. Just watching what happened yesterday when we were up nearly 600, closing down nearly 200, and then up 600 plus points today, or whatever the number was. Not normal. And we still have so many people who believe that there can never be a crash, that's what the Fed is for, so that markets don't crash. And these are the people, who drink their Starbucks every day, their $9 lattes, and ignore the danger. They never think about getting out of these markets. They never think about evacuating. They just believe this is the way it is. It never goes down. Just keep doubling down. Take that stimulus money and keep gambling. The Fed has pumped a lot of heroin into many people's bank accounts. And in return, when these people got all this free money, what did they do with it? They went in and they played Gordon Gekko. A lot of these people think they're Gordon Gekko from the movie Wall Street. They think they're Gordon Gekko. They're doubling down with all this free money that they got. And all they believe in is just buying the next effing dip. And I'm telling you, folks, one day that effing dip ain't coming back. So be very, very cautious. And look, if you're making money in these markets, God bless you. I hope you're pulling some of it out. Remember, don't be greedy. Pigs get slaughtered. Make sure that you're putting some cash on the sidelines. Sales are coming. Make sure that you have some gold, some silver. Hey, big pullback today. Great. Go buy some. Own something real. Own something that you can get to, that you can keep in your hands. That's not just digits on a screen. That isn't a piece of paper. That isn't a promise or a debt. Own something that's real. And again, if you've made some money in these markets, God bless you. Be smart. Pull some out. And I don't give financial advice. I'm just sharing with you what my friends are doing, what I've done in the past. Never get greedy. Just ride the wave, because the real sales are coming. The dip. Let's get back real quick to the dip. Everybody's saying, just buy the effing dip. Buy the effing dip. The real dip's coming. People can keep buying these effing dips. I will get back in the market when the real dip occurs. And we'll know. We'll know when that happens, ladies and gentlemen. We will know. But we're going to continue to see volatility. We're going to continue to see the Fed buying. And at some point, reality is coming, and there will be a reckoning. And what we're seeing with all this volatility, what we've seen play out so far this year, we've seen the market really get rattled and hit. And this is just the beginning. And take it as a warning. Heed the warnings to what you're seeing. These are literally like labor pains in the market. And pay attention to it. This isn't normal. And it's telling you that at some point these dips aren't coming back. The dips are going to keep getting lower and lower and lower, and they're not going to bounce back like they were. And you'll know when it's the right time to really come in and capitalize on the sales. People think because the market came back up today, that then tomorrow it could go down and it could go back up and it'll go down. Oh, it's down 300 by the dip. It's down 500 by the dip. That's nothing. Wait do you see what is going to happen? I truly believe we are going to see massive crashes, one after the other, occur, and the Fed is going to try to pump as much money into it, as much QE. It is not going to work. The medicine is wearing off, ladies and gentlemen. When you keep blasting the patient with the medicine, sooner or later, the disease builds up immunity to the medicine, and the medicine no longer works. And we're seeing that right now. Look, $8 trillion in the last 22 months, $8 trillion, and this is as good as it gets. This is as good as your economy gets, and you're looking at a fraudulent, propped up, garbage, fake stock market. And millions are going to lose, and they are going to cry. Many people continue to laugh today. Oh yeah, gas, $6. Oh yeah, food, restaurant. Oh, it's funny. Keep putting it on the credit cards. Keep putting it on the credit cards. Keep using that line of credit you pulled out of your house to live off of. Sooner or later, these are going to be the people knocking at your door. These are going to be the people crying, and they're not going to have that little grin on their face any longer. That little smirk on their face is going to be wiped up right off their face. Crazy times, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you stay on path, walk close to God, continue preparing, and I look forward to talking with all of you very, very soon.